Okay, we're in the process of putting the feed in. I'm going to do the pumpkin where the pumpkin needs to be at the bottom here. So we're going to go up here a little bit, and we'll do the pumpkin a little bit at an angle here. That's the very top, alright? Then I come down a little ways, and then I loop it a little bit of a alright. That's a lot shorter. That's okay. So what I'm going to do is bring this over a little bit more. Then bring this up a little bit higher. Alright. There's our pumpkin. Alright, so now I have to figure out where to put this beard. And this beard is going to come right up along, right from the pumpkin up a little ways. This is the outside part of the beard. Okay. Do the same thing over here. I like that a little bit more curved, so I'm going to come over a little bit. I can't do it that much further over. Let me go back this way. Just have a little bit more of a curve. I always like things more rounded than straight across. I just think it looks better. So the first thing we're going to do here, we're going to take our knife and we're going to come down around here, stop at the pumpkin, outline the pumpkin. This is where his hand's going to be. Alright. And we're going to take our knife, we're just going to pop that out. And pop it out that way too. Alright. And just come up this way. Now we'll put an ear in on this side of his head. There's going to be an ear sticking out here, so you don't want to make this completely flat over here, alright? So, alright, so we have that done. And we're going to do the other side as well. Alright, we're going to follow this out. Up to the pumpkin. Nice and deep right at that corner where the pumpkin starts. Down to his foot, and we're going to pop that out just like so. Alright, take this out. Alright, I'm going to bring this down a little bit for his ear, a little bit here, and we're going to just kind of bring this over a little further. Make this just a tad deeper. Let me do this back here. Alright, so now we have the pumpkin done up here, and we have the beard done on each side, and I'm going to go back again and do it one more time. Alright, just one more time. And over here. And just bring this over. Alright, and we're going to just round this off. Round off this edge here. Now, as you notice, the pumpkin is before the mustache and the beard. So what we're going to do is we're going to just do a little cut like this. I'm going to bring this in. Go on either side of the pumpkin here. Kind of outline it. And we're going to just pop all that out. Just like so. Alright, just like that. Same thing over here. Go down. Bring it up and around. And we're just gonna give it the illusion it's right. The beard is right behind it. Alright. I think it's time to sharpen up my tool here. Alright. So this is all going to come down. This is going to come down a little further. Alright, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it a little bit because it's getting a little tough for me right now. So, okay, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to leave this area for a second here. We're going to go up here to the hat again, and I'll show you what's done there. Let me find the right pencil. One of these pencils work better on wet wood than the other. So, I usually measure my other one there. So what you want to do is just measure, and this is how you can put your line on that it's going to be the same all the way around. Alright. Alright, and that's how that's done. Now if you want to bring this down a little bit, you can. That looks pretty good. Alright. So I use a V-tool. You don't have to use a V-tool, you can just use a knife. I'll show you on the back side. You can just squirt with your knife like this, and then go back and cut it if you like. Yeah, cut that out. Just make your own little V cut with your knife. Let me spray that. That's really this piece of wood that I got was just an extra piece I had laying around, and I thought I'll just cut a couple of these up. So you can just do a little V cut right on the line if you want. That'd be a little easier than putting that stop cut in. And that will give you your, okay. And then what you do is you just trim that off above it. But I'm going to do it with the V tool. It's much easier, if you'll see in a second. I'm just going to follow this all the way around. Notice how I have my thumb on my piece when I use my V tool. It's always like that. I always have my thumb because that prevents me from going any further with it. It's a good habit to get into. It's very rare, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen, very rare that I ever really cut myself with one of these tools, because I try to keep it under control, and that's a big part of it. So make sure you have your gloves on. Just a caution about the gloves, it is not going to protect you from jabs and stabs, so to speak. So then what I do is I just take my knife and I start trimming upward towards the hat. Alright, and I do that all the way around. I'll do that offline before we do our next little venture here, because we need to put the next one with the buckle on the top. But what I end up doing is sometimes scoring it with my knife a little bit, just like so. Go all the way around. Alright, just a little bit. And then taking it and just kind of making it a nice smooth cut. And you notice I'm using a slicing motion. I do that a lot of times when it's hard to cut it. And then just trying to cut straight down, you kind of slide it. It works a little better. It's like cutting bread. You know, you slice it. You don't cut straight down. You kind of just slice it this way. Slicing and cutting are two different things to me. So, but we'll be back. I'll have this all straightened out when I have a little more time.